Yes, 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 yes. Give thanks, brethren, Sean Henry. It's a pleasure to have 9 times 9 here on the Builders Forum. And it's wonderful still to see that we still have so many more brothers and sisters out in the West trying to link up with their roots in Zion to make sure they make the repatriation vision of Marcus Mosiah Garvey come true. As Rasta people, we're using word, sound, and power to this endeavor. First, I'd like to give Elder Sean Henry a chance to introduce himself, introduce the lion self, the I self, the conscious self, the thought self, um, to the Builders Forum, because I do have so many members on this forum tonight. I do have a lot of members on this forum tonight that are interested in what's going on in the world and in the Rasta circles especially. So I open up the mic to Sean Henry. Please, Elder, tell us the ins and outs. What are the roots? What are the springs of David that brought Rasta Sean Henry in this year Ivers?
We have to investigate where the words and word came from in order for we to exist using the English language, which we know is not a language, it's a dialect. So Africa is simply meant to be divided or separated, which is a continent separated by different parts, by tribes. But we all are one. Genetic coding that we connected to in different atmosphere of life. 9 times 9, meaning 9 is the highest compound number on the planet with elements that made up. When I came into this planet, and I came in and I dwell on the surface and dwell among the sons and daughters of men. As we hear now as Ras, and as we live in through the different climate and different space of time, we must hold ourselves and keep ourselves to respond to the best ability within ourselves and things around us. You see, we must understand the concept of our ancestors and what our ancestors' purpose is, so we know how we can perfect ourselves in this day and time. We have to give thanks and hail and honor His Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, and all those elders before us, and remember those around us in the celestial world, because we are who we are. Great beings, but we are living in a dimension which is a three-dimensional world. And we are thinking only in the person, places, and things, which is things. We must lift ourselves mentally so we can strive to perfection and perfect the inner energy and the inner chamber within oneself. Rasta, the head. We must understand that the path that we take, our life itself, is a measurement, and we are responsible for respond with our inner energy. Remember, we carry different sets of energy from the one chamber way up to the 9th chamber. And we have to know these chambers within ourselves in order to vibrate within the frequency of life. Our journey is deeper than just a physical journey. Our journey is more on a mental journey, because we can draft things on a mental state. We connected from one end to the next. Our melanin is great because we are great beings. There is no distance that nobody's lesser than one. But we must hold ourselves responsible so we can know that we are powerful as one. Gaining the self-understanding and self-knowledge of oneself and learning one ability to function within the diasphere or the atmosphere around you. That's what gives you the responsibility and call yourself, that they said it's not written in your law that they are gods. Yes, but we are children of Most High, and give thanks to that. but we must respect ourselves or find ourselves from the deepest part. Oh, we are high beings, great, wonderful beings. We are children of the sun. And in this day and time, there is different part that we must look to, different measurement, or we call it the colors of life, the frequency. We must know how we vibrate, because our vibration is very important to be in tune with the frequency of life. Uganda, my brothers and sisters, I want you all strong. You are great generation of elders. And remember, never give up yourself, nor give in. You respond because you are children of the sun. You are who you are. Africa is a foundation from Ethiopia, great Nubians. We must find our way within ourselves to function by and for each other. Give thanks to life, rest to live, and we must live within our ancestors, and we must bring forth outformation for a concept that information is a pain. Give thanks as we done on this journey together.
powerful message, Elder. A powerful message. Truly and indeed, our ancestors are the great foundation on which we are standing on right now. They are the ancestors, those of ancient, from the days of long, those from since the first moment of creation, and it is very, very, very enlightening to hear brethren from out in the west really looking towards Zion, looking east, trying to reconnect with their ancestral roots. And I, as a Ugandan, very humble servant of the Lord Almighty, in all walks and ways and words of life, in righteousness, even though not righteous myself, but striving to live upright. I've discovered that in tracing from whence we come to be who we are, there is a lot of knowledge and there is a lot of experiences you'll go through and a lot of power experienced, of which you get the real manifestation of the eternity of life itself without end. So my brethren, Sean Henry, once again, I'm really curious. I wouldn't say curious, but Manalayan. Who is Sean Henry? Who is Sean Henry? Because being a man, I've seen a lot of your videos, and the music is uplifting. The music is an eye opener. So I'd like you to open our third eye, our pineal glands, to who is Sean Henry. How many brothers does he have? Does he have a sister? Does he have a wife? Does he have any children? Where does Sean Henry live? When is Sean Henry coming to Zion?
Yes, my brother. Sean Henry. Sean Henry born in Guyana, which is known as the South American continent. My birthplace originally, I moved to the West, to the United States. I was a professional boxer, amateur champion, taekwondo, and tai chi fighter. Through my atmosphere, I always dwell with my ancestors, which is my grandmother, my great-grandmothers. Yes, I do have a lot of brothers. You know, I got 4 brothers and I got 4 sisters. These are siblings on my mother's side and on my father's side, where I function and I love dearly. Or I put it in the way we will always reach out. And when I correct myself when I say the word love, because the word love exists. in the universe as itself. I would use the word learn to care for my siblings as I learn to care for each and every one. Because none of us know what care is. We learning. Because none of us know nothing. The word known is a comprehension or comprehending all things and all. So we know about things. That's why we say let's learn. What care is, we don't know it. So we say let's learn to care. And here I am now in the diaspora working. I'm the owner of a company, CEO of my company called Construction, which is Envy Residential Restoration LLC. Also, I'm a music producer and an artist with a label called Earthlink Recording. These are functions that I hold. I was also member of my youth committee, and I also develop youth empowerment and women empowerment, which is the foundation for all of us. And we must look at ourselves and look around and tap ourselves on our shoulder. And we must ask ourselves how we got here. Who is us? From my perspective, what I'm giving you is what the world knows me at. But who is Sean Henry? Who is Roots 9 times 9? Because we all carry different function in life. And as I said, when we're traveling through from the physical plane, the spiritual plane, and the mental plane, there is different level of different beings of who we are, where our ancestors take us to, or which we built ourselves with a 33-degree elements. The world is big and wide, and we all tends to know more about everything else in life. We tends to know more about everything outside ourselves. One, my journey is to find within my energy sector within myself, and to always learn to care for things. Like I said, you cannot judge nothing because you got to judge yourself first before you judge another. You can't fight nothing because the first fight starts within you. Whenever a being put the energy out into the world or say something that it comes out of him, he's the first person that manifests the thought that comes out of him. So when somebody say whether they think they are right or wrong, is within them they make that decision. That decision was made with oneself within one. That's why we said, let's take you to the journey within. This is the order, the ancient order, the order of Melchizedek. Let's take you back within you, where your soul could function and vibrate on that frequency of who you are. Bring you up to the fourth dimension and to the fifth dimension of life. From person, places, and things, which are histories and life and form outside of life, which are information you only been gained with pain, which you gain called knowledge. Let's take you, or let's take yourself, or you take yourself with your journey to connect to your ancestors. We call it, or you would call it, the journey within your ancestors, and learn more about yourself. In this day and time, we must vibrate and look up to the sun, which everything rotates, not everything, to a level of your overstanding. Because I'm speaking based upon different level. I don't want to take you as far as where you don't want to go. I want to keep you in a measurement where you could overstand and I could overstand you, and we could grow together. Because none of us is bigger than any one of us. We all are in the struggle. And this struggle is not a struggle that we cannot overcome or we in overcoming. Remember, we in a spell. If a nation or a generation of people could believe, and they don't understand the concept of knowing about, and they don't know in within the inner being, then every leaf and every branches will change. Because we are trees that planted by the river of water, and we will bring forth fruit in the time of thy season. I am roots, rooted the harder and the ancient order. Rastafari must live and understand who you are. This is the ancient order within your harder. You call it the melly. In, you have to check. So, the melanin within, you have to check. Melchizedek, give thanks to life. Haitian order. Roots 9 times 9, my brothers and sisters. African brothers and sisters. Nubian brothers and sisters. Ethiopian foundation. Remember, I address you that way because you could understand me on that level. And please take time out to listen to my music and listen to my reasoning, because there's a lot of information and outformation that vibrate, and let's vibrate together. Let's listen to the reasoning and the message within each other music and song. Remember, we are trumpets and we are blowing. Ancient of Days is here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Powerful, powerful. As me always say, it's always good when